sometimes I would want money where else I know that he doesn't have that kind of money. And I had to rob my child a moment with his dad. I mean, we always have to allow God to work on us, because what we plan, God decides. Cupcakes, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Lourraine Motau and welcome to my beautiful community. If you'd like to become a member, all you have to do is very simple and free. All you have to do is to click the subscription button, turn on your notification bell so that you can be notified every time I post a video. And if you're returning love, if you're returning Sabi, love all the way, welcome back, and thank you so much for love and support. Happy Wednesday, happy Woman Crush Wednesday, but most importantly, happy festive season. But not this rain, not this rain. Well, as you can tell by the title, that today I'll be sharing my co-parenting experience with you, because I feel like it's been a journey and a half. Not yet there, but somewhere promising. So which is why I am sharing my experience with you, not because I have everything figured out, guys, no. So I had a conversation with my best friend the other day. We were just talking about co-parenting, not because she's in that situation, but we were just talking in general. And I realized the good thing, there's a lot of women out there who are still struggling to navigate their way around co-parenting. So which is why today I decided, let me just share my experience. You'll never know, it might help someone out there. But disclaimer, this is just me sharing my experience. You can take the technique that I'm using, you can either not take it, it's up to you guys. But before talking about everything else, let's start first with defining what co-parenting is. So I went straight to Dr. Google, because Google knows it all, and Dr. Google said, co-parenting is to share the duties of bringing up a child, used especially of parents who are separated or not in a relationship. So I am in a co-parenting situation vibes, kind of like situation vibes, with the father of my child. Our co-parenting is informal, I could say, because we never went to court to fight for custody. There's no contract, there's nothing formalish, so that's why I would say it's informal. My child is staying with my mom. After the breakup, we never discussed it. It was just the way things were. We continued with how it was before we broke up. So we broke up after like few years. We had our child. And yeah, when we first started this co-parenting thing, initially after the breakup, things were really difficult for me, I won't lie, because I had to adjust from having him around, like having the dad around as a full-time dad. And by full-time dad, I mean, like, most when you guys are dating, it's always easy to get hold of him. You can just get hold of him whenever you feel like it. Maybe let's say Lorenzo did something interesting, I can just call him whenever. I'm like, baby, yes, Lorenzo just did 1 2 and 3. And then I had to adjust to having him as a part-time dad. As a part-time dad, I mean, like, if something interesting happens, I can just call him so yeah, that was very difficult for me, because by the time I was still going through a heartbreak, man, like I had to accept Gucci so yeah, at first it was really hard for me to adjust. Then I became a bitter ex. I became a bitter ex. I wanted to revenge him. I wanted to hurt him. I wanted to make him feel what I was feeling. And so I just made things difficult for us. And by difficult for us, I mean, like, I would fight for silly things, things like imali. where else like he still supported the child, but I was so greedy. I wanted more for no reason, just because I wanted to hurt him. And sometimes I would want money where else I know that he doesn't have that kind of money, even though maybe he does have, but I wasn't his responsibility anymore. But I would make sure that, you know what, ngimzwisa ubuhlungu njengoba nami angizwisile ubuhlungu. Well, thing is, after the breakup, a lot was going on. I lost myself. I was so disappointed at myself. I was so angry at myself. Yo, I was really angry because just to share a bit, I was raised by a single parent, and seeing her going through all that by her own, or all that by herself, I made a promise to myself, kind of like a promise to myself, I could say, that I will never allow myself to go through what she's going through. I'll never allow myself to go through the pain she's going through, because unfortunately with my mom, she was not co-parenting, she was on her own. So as a child, I used to visit my cousin, and yeah, on the other side, on the other hand, sorry, she had both her parents under one roof. And seeing her life, I realized, Guti, this for me is what I would like my children to experience. So after I realized, Guti, I'm not gonna be able to give him that, I just felt like I failed him. I felt like I robbed him something very important, because one thing about my child, like, he really loves his dad. And thing is, like, after a breakup, normally abo baba bayachinja, so that was like my deepest fear, ukuthi what if he changes, and what if he doesn't have time anymore for him like he used to. So I just felt like, you know what, I'm a failure. Ayikho enye, I'm a failure. So I think that also contributed on how I was acting around him. I don't know. I think I realized after like 2 incidents, you know what, whatever that I'm doing is really not okay, because it was not only affecting him, or at least I thought it would affect him, but it was not only affecting him, the daddy, but it was also affecting me, because like being angry, guys, energy unnecessary, and it takes a lot from a person, and also it was affecting the child. So what actually happened was, he fetched, like the dad fetched Lorenzo from home for a Easter weekend. So plan is, in the evening he will spend time with me, like Lorenzo would come to my place, sleep here, but by that time I was not staying here. Okay, fine, cool. He would sleep there. During the day he would go to his dad, and yeah, that's the thing. Okay, fine, cool. So but because Ugel Angiti was like so angry, Ugel Peter, I blocked him. Okay, fine, cool. Then I was like, I don't want anything to do with this guy, I am done with him. Fine. Forgetting goods, in the morning he has to fetch the child. So in the morning he was busy calling, no answer. I'm sure they were busy, but he phone busy. Okay, fine. I think he sent a message, but thing is, because I already blocked his number, it went to the spam thingy. And so yeah, he sent a message. He was like, I'm outside. And I think he waited for like 10 minutes, and he realized, good, there's no one coming. Then he left. How around 8 o'clock I realized, Gutaibu, this guy hasn't called. So when I checked my missed calls, I realized that he tried calling me, but because the phone was his number was blocked. So just like that, I had to lover M7, you know, I had to call my boss and tell him, good, I can't come to work because I don't have a nanny. And yeah, but by the time I didn't realize, good, this thing of mine is really serious. Well, I think the second incident that made me realize, good, see, whatever that I'm doing is really not good, was when what actually happened was, I fetched Lorenzo for the weekend, and when we got to my place, I sent him a message, the dad. I sent him a message to tell him, Guti, the child is around. So what actually happened was, like, shortly after sending him the message, Lorenzo was playing with my phone, so he dropped the phone and the phone broke. So surely daddy replied, or dad tried to call somewhere between the two, but yeah, because we couldn't see it because the phone was broken. So my friend asked me, "Good, so did you tell him, Guti, the child is around?" And I was like, "Yes, I told him." Then friend asked Gutsu, "So what did he say?" I was like, "He said nothing. Well, he won't be able to say anything because my phone broke." And my friend was like, "Okay, Lourraine, why can't you call him with another, like, because I always have two phones. Why can't you call him with another phone and tell him, good, oh yeah, my phone broke?" I was like, "Hell no, I'm not gonna do that. I've already sent him a message. Most night he has my both numbers, so he might as well just call me when he realized that he can't get hold of me on the other phone." So because of pride, I couldn't do that, and just like that, I had to rope my child a moment with his dad. Then a few days after my phone broke, I bought another phone, and that's when I realized, because obviously mangfak sim card the new phone, I got my messages since I couldn't get them from the old phone. Then that's when I got the message. I think it was a message and like an SMS, or it was a missed call. I can't remember between the two, but he tried contacting me. Yeah, I realized the good thing, whatever that I was doing was not okay, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna ruin the relationship with his son. And also maybe when Lorenzo finds out about this, he won't forgive me. Then that's when I realized the good, you know what, baby girl, let bygones be bygones. Askis, man, askis, good things didn't work out, but you just need to Julissa and move on, if not for you but for your child. And I apologized to him. I sent him a message, because one thing about me, I will send you a message, man. I sent him a message and told him that I'm very sorry by how I was behaving. It's because of blah 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 blah. And him being him, but one thing about my daddy, my baby daddy, he always understands, man. He was like, "No, I understand you, man. Gonna valley, it was like boring, childish the way you were behaving, but yeah, I'm just glad that you finally saw the light." Then yeah, from there we started being cool, and the relationship that I have with the relationship I have with the father of my child is very, very healthy, very nice, and I am grateful. We accepted Guti, we were not meant to be. Thina nje besihlanganiswe something, and whatever le besihlanganisile iphelile. Yeah, we accepted. I forgave him, he forgave me, I think so. I forgave myself. Most importantly, I forgave myself, and I've accepted Guti. We plan, God decides. That's it. We respect one another, we respect each other's boundaries, and most importantly, we communicate. One thing about my baby daddy and I, we communicate. Like, just to share a bit, like I think it was on July, the schools were closed, so I took leave for that. I think it's like 3 weeks. Okay, I took a 3 weeks leave. It was from the 1st, and because the schools closed on the last week of June. So what actually happened was he took leave for that week, that last week of June. Then I continued from, like, I took over from the 1st of July. So what actually happened was, we obviously spoke about it, that he's gonna take the child from like Monday up to Friday, because emsebenzini bengizogcina nge-Friday. So what actually happened was, I think at work, someone invited me somewhere. I can't remember where. Someone invited me somewhere because bekuyisikhathi samasokana, something like that. So I made plans with abantu bamasokana, and I told him, you know what, can you please rather like bring the child? Oh, I'm lying. I wanted to buy groceries before Lorenzo gets here. Yeah, I wanted to buy groceries before Lorenzo gets here. I think the first was on a Friday. So, I'm in Thursday, yeah. I didn't send in Thursday. Then Friday, it was the first. So I asked him to bring the child on second, because I wanted to like prepare the space for him, buy groceries, so that when he gets here I won't have like a lot of work to do, where else Snipe is is gonna bring the child on Friday. But he didn't have a problem, he understood. Actually, I didn't even explain the reasons to him. I just said, change of plans, can you please bring the child Sunday? I need to be somewhere. Then he was like, cool, sharp. Saturday he called me, are you sharp, are you at home, are you done with your things and stuff like that. That's how we communicate. Obviously we are not perfect, we are human, this is our firstborn. We will make a lot of mistakes, but we are willing to learn from those mistakes, because that's the thing, we can't be perfect, guys, with our firstborn. Even with your second child, you still can't be perfect. So we need to give like each other rooms for mistakes. In my opinion, I think what makes a good or a healthy cooperating relationship is communication. For me, like, communication is the best, even though I struggle every now and then. Communication, setting boundaries, respecting one another, respecting your boundaries, consistency, and I can say patience, because you need to be patient with one another. The next person will never be perfect as much as you are also not perfect. They will make mistakes, forgive them as much as they also will forgive you when you make mistakes, because we are human after all. I mean, like, we are human before being parents, so we have to be patient with one another and help one another where we can, man, because this thing is a 50-50 thing. This child is yours as much as is theirs. So yeah, well, to everyone who is trying this co-parenting thing, I would say breathe. You are doing a great job. Forgive yourself, be patient with yourself, and yeah, I saw a video on TikTok. This lady was just talking about the Guave twins, if I'm pronouncing their surname correctly. Uguti, when they left Idols, people thought Guti sekphelile ngabo because they used to laugh at them. Guti abayazi English, babi, bagwagabi, and whatever. And manje bakhiphe hits, like hits, and like, people didn't expect, people didn't expect that from them. So the lady was just saying, Guti, God's timing is always the best. God will take you out of a situation la when Guti it was way better, akumikise la kungcono khona, because his plans are always better than ours. So we somehow have to trust God. That's it. We somehow have to trust God, as much as intando yakho ibhlungu, but at the same time we have to trust him for ukuthi whatever lakakisa khona, it's much better. That's how I accepted the breakup with my baby daddy. Ukuthi God knew, man. God knew ukuthi I didn't deserve to be in that space, because he was preparing something way better for me. He knows what he was doing. So I mean, we always have to allow God to work on us, because what we plan, God decides. So to anyone who is trying this co-parenting thing, all I can say is you won't always get your way. So breathe, forgive yourself, and yeah, man, be patient and enjoy. Do your best. Well, yep, that's all I had for you today. I hope it makes sense, whatever that I was talking about. I hope this video was more informational. Please make sure that you give it a huge thumbs up. You like this video, you comment, you share it with your loved ones, and you subscribe if you haven't. My name is Lourraine Motau. Happy Wiki Wednesday. Stay safe, stay blessed, and thank you for watching. Mwah.